See, Sandra, let me also give an example. What are they even saying? Are they not the same people who are so confident that what the Justice of the High Court has done would not stand the test at the Court of Appeal in the Jůdgment case? Are they not so confident that they will get a different decision at the Court of Appeal? Mm-hmm. Since when did Court of Appeal become John Mahama's office? And they still believe that Jůdgment will get justice there, and they are going there. But for law, Cecilia Dapa would not be in her house. As far as I'm concerned, Sedina Tamakloe was convicted based on the law.
Well.
So the foundation of all this discussion is law.
Okay.
So if you come and you want to discuss anything, it shouldn't be political science.
Well.
It shouldn't be philosophy. It's the law, the judgment.
All right.
That is what we should be discussing.
You are not the producer of the program.
Why
we are happy for you to be a producer. Be a producer of the program. And tell us what questions to ask the guests.
He said that the politics.
We should leave the law. Can we build this nation? This is the law. This is the law. Can we build this nation without the law? Can we build the nation without the law? No, tell me. Can we do that?
Abusia mama na wasena ma wakwa ba mesra so wonya subscribe ya no subscribe e de mama na ki video bi na hye mo no bi no nso wonya bi enhwe ene de e ka kete anka Mr. Paul Adom-Otchere oni lawyer Bernard Bediako Baidoo anka mo to bro e wo live television so discussions na omo ye na nyina e fa ye mama Sedina Tamakloe-Attionu ne court case no e ho na wutie Mr. Paul Adom-Otchere ne nkomo na wo di na ase wo ye e de law no ato nchen e na wo use common sense ono na ose and a lawyer Bernard Bediako say you could do court wa enye me say me kai say ene me susu say ena ye yusu e wo court by ye demra ena ye adwuma na de NPP for mo ye no say enye mra ena ye de kan asem a anka obi ti say ye ma Cecilia Dapa allegedly anka sisi aye ka say anka wo the prison but esan say Ghana ha mra na ye de adwuma nti ena obi ti say ye ma Cecilia Dapa wo da so etifie edisa asem ba na ye de akọ court na say court no say ma me no onye boni bia mo wasem bi eka mo fa asem no ensan so enko court by the way mo betena TV so ya na mo ye no ono no de one Paul Adom-Otchere na asem na o ka no one no enya adwi utimi say Paul Adom-Otchere eduru ba bi no na wa ye mre because ono de common sense ene efie nyansa ena o ba beka ena lawyer Bernard Bediako Otchere ne say wono we ye lawyer Paul Adom-Otchere onye lawyer enunti say e ba law dia ontumi e match no menua omoko no boot for boot. Now it will interest you to watch this video to the very end. Now what would you a course? Mesro, we are subscribe and also subscribe and my like video. Every young court, now you could see Mr. Paul Adom-Otchere, one lawyer Bernard Bediako, or more drama. I a course on Channel 1 TV. Medawasi.
See, Sandra, let me also give an example. What are they even saying? Are they not the same people who are so confident that what the Justice of the High Court has done would not stand the test at the Court of Appeal in the Jůdgment case? Are they not so confident that they will get a different decision at the Court of Appeal? Mm-hmm. Since when did Court of Appeal become John Mahama's office? And they still believe that Jůdgment will get justice there, and they are going there. But for law, Cecilia Dapa would not be in her house. What is it just about what we hear? Is that what we want to convict people on? The things you believe. Cecilia Dapa is in her house. Regardless, Akufo-Addo, because of law, he is enjoying himself somewhere else. So at what point, what is really their principle? That is the politics. I'll come to the law. Because we shouldn't leave the politics to them. At what point do you want to do, or what is really their principle? Is their principle that because the woman was not given a pardon by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? In any case, this is the judgment as I have. The judgment was actually uttered by Justice Ankama, Justice of the Court of Appeal, who was appointed by His Excellency Akufo-Addo. The other two agreed with him. So this is the handiwork of an appointee of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I'm doing politics. I'll come to the law.
Nana
Akufo-Addo. He appointed Justice Ankama to the Court of Appeal. And this is the decision Justice Ankama came in the Sedina case, which the other two, which is Samuel Obeng-Diewu, who was also appointed by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In fact, it is the third that was appointed by, what's his name? John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. Justice Senyo Amedai. So if it is our politics, and they were to do politics, or to please whoever brought them there, would we have this? Because in a worst case scenario, at the bottom, we'll have 2-1. If that's the way to go. But that is not what they are doing there. What they are doing is to look at what the record, whatever happened at the High Court, and then look at the law vis-a-vis the fact and come to a conclusion. And they've done so. As we speak, the learned Attorney General disagrees with the Court of Appeal and says that. So you don't even get the principle. The learned Attorney General says, hey, I disagree. I don't think it went beyond 4 hours.
It's around an hour.
An hour. Released a statement and said, no, we will appeal this.
But there's a view that that's settings and that he cannot have the moral high ground to prosecute one of
because
his own, and
what?
that all this is happening.
But
and
you
so,
have said,
so people are waiting.
You have said, look, you can't even compare the Malam Issa to what do you call it, Abu Gapeli. Malam Issa was never MPP. If you want to really go into that matter, Malam Issa was never MPP. MPP has never prosecuted their own MPP. It's never happened in this country. It is John Dramani Mahama who prosecuted his own Abu Gapeli. He wasn't the kid in NDC, but he was prosecuted. Why? It is the Court of Appeal. If the Court of Appeal makes a decision and the Attorney General, it's the court. Like we will be discussing it. We will go home. What will you do? It's the court. And that is the law. What will you do else? But he said no. And to the extent that he even, gave a certain condition or a certain caveat that intends filing a stay of execution. Our brothers and sisters on the other side, including Paul, is raising issues with that one too. So what should we do?
That doesn't make sense that you file a stay of execution for someone who has been freed. Are you suggesting she should be arrested?
No, but that is, of course, they have to go through the protocols. And that's why he's saying that, no, don't release her yet. That's the essence of stay of execution. Don't release her yet. You understand me? So that one too, you have a problem with it. So what should we do? So when that's the politics of it too, the Attorney General is taking steps not to have this judgment executed. And you are laughing. You are making mockery of what the Attorney General is doing. So you should go and sleep. These are the same people. They say this here and they say something else there.
There's a proposal which he has read from Musa Dankwa that you cannot trust Dr. Dominic Ayine properly in this matter because he's seen to have been tainted. So bring in Godfrey.
I haven't seen the put, so I won't even glorify it, with the greatest respect. But
I can show it to you.
No, I don't even need it because you see, with the greatest respect, it doesn't come in at all. Let me do the law. As for the politics, it's deliberate. But let me
you have your 5 minutes left.
Let me do a bit of the law. I beg you. Let me do a bit of the law. What has happened? Sedina Tamakloe was arraigned, convicted. Before the conviction, he was part of the trial. He sought permission and went out there. She went out there and never came back. Now, in the course of the trial, of course, they activated the trial in absentia and got her convicted. See, in a trial in absentia, because the person will not or is not available, if you are not careful, you may be tricked as a prosecutor because anything goes. But on appeal, you have a burden. You see, if you look at trial in absentia, you can equate it to the point where the prosecution,
submission of no case.
Yes, before the submission of no case, because it's not. Of course, the court would have to determine whether there is a case to be answered. So at that point, the trial ends because the person will not be there to open his or her defense. So that is the stage it got to. And because everything was in and there wasn't any rebuttal, let nobody deceive you that his lawyers were there. His lawyers or her lawyers were there. Her lawyers don't state her case. They only cross-examine the state. But when it is time for her to open her defense, it is not the lawyer that does it. So the woman, as Sedina, was never heard. That's a fact. But I'm not blaming the court. Let me put it bluntly. It's not the court's fault.
The court dealt with what it had.
Of course. and the law allows it. So the court was never wrong. Why is it political?
All of you
are not even a politician.
Yes.
I don't know what
all of you under Dominica Ayini are saying that the judgment is bad.
All of us under
all of you under Dominica Ayini are saying the judgment is bad.
You see why
Dominica Ayini, you are saying the judgment is
also
good.
have a decision.
Wait, all of you under Dominica Ayini,
you and MPP also have a decision.
All of you on Dominica Ayini say the judgment is good.
And you and the MPP.
Dominica Ayini says the judgment is bad.
So I'm watching. So you and your MPP towards your position.
Look like
what's your position? You and MPP.
The MPP is here to issue a statement on it.
But the people you interview who align with you, what did they say about the judgment?
They discuss the judgment.
What did they say? Page what? What does it say? Let us stop what you are doing.
But what's the point you are making?
It is important. Talk about the judgment.
If you have a view of the judgment,
philosophy.
No, if you have a view of the judgment, publish it.
Yes, we have.
You don't need anybody to publish it.
We are here now. We are here. We are discussing the judgment. Talk the judgment.
So you talk the judgment. So you want to talk.
But you don't.
Why are you inviting me to talk about it?
You don't talk philosophy.
But why are you inviting me to talk about the judgment?
But that is what we have.
Dominica Ayini disagrees with it. That's what I would say about it.
Yes. So
Dominica Ayini disagrees with it.
So we thank God
that you disagrees with it.
We thank God.
All right.
Yeah,
so you and your MPP,
he's a leader of the bar. He disagrees with the judgment.
I'm saying that you should stop what you are doing.
Stop
because what we have is a judgment. If you have
a judgment that Attorney General disagrees with,
you interview,
you Attorney General disagree with it.
Have them look at this.
Why?
That is how
you want to be my producer. You want to be my producer.
I don't have that power.
You want to be my producer.
Unfortunately, I don't have that power.
The people I interview, I should let them do it. Are you a producer of Good Evening Ghana?
This is the law
you want to produce the program.
This is the position of the law.
You're a very intelligent man. Come and produce the program. We like you.
I can't produce. Who am I?
Why you come and tell me that? Ask your guest. What question should I? You are not a producer of my program. When we are happy for you to be a producer, be a producer of the program. And tell us what questions to ask the guest.
He said that the politics.
We should leave the law. Can we build this nation? This is the law. This is the law. Can we build this nation without the law? Can we build the nation without the law? No, tell me. Can we do that?
There is a foundation.
It's the foundation. If I is the end to discuss it.
Paul's argument is that he is not learned, but the chief learned.
I didn't say that. I said that.
But that's a fact.
He's inviting me to ask a certain line of questions of my guest.
No, you are here today. I wanted to hear you. That's why I brought
my producer.
Yes, I've heard you on Good Evening Ghana. Yes, that's yours. But today you are on big.
But if you want to be
and the big issue, the big issue. That's why I brought this big this thing, because the big issue. This is not Good Evening Ghana. You called us to. Look at what the law is, which is the judgment. Yeah. So all you said, I wanted to hear you look at the judgment page. What did the court say, rather than the philosophy or
the only way you can say that.
Science.
The only way you can say that if the host feels I didn't answer his questions, that's when you can say that.
No, that's my view.
You have to understand the context of program. If the host says I didn't answer his questions, that's when you can say that.
But
you a co-panelist cannot say that you didn't answer the question that was asked because I brought the law. No, you don't determine that we're on the same page. The host does. Yeah, please understand these things. The host does. Understand these things, boss.
Yes, but I have that right to also express my opinion.
You've also stated your opinion. So
yes, honorable, please understand these things. I beg you, understand these things. If the host feels that a guest hasn't answered his questions, that's valid.
No,
but another guest cannot say that. Another guest cannot say that.
You come and talk about your wife here, you mind you.
No, fair enough.
No, it's true. No, I know you how you handle it. It's for the viewers to determine.
Let's leave it that also. So that's what viewers determine.
I've heard you. I came here and I know that what we have is a decision of the Court of Appeal.
And you stick to it.
As far as I'm concerned, Sedina Tamakloe was convicted based on the law.
Very well.
So the foundation of all this discussion is law.
Okay.
So if you come and you want to discuss anything, it shouldn't be political science. It shouldn't be philosophy. It's the law, the judgment.
All right.
That is what we should be discussing.